I suppose it's time for me to stop procrastinating on making this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why I've created this channel, where I am in my life and how I got here, and some of the goals I have for the future. Because of my personality, creating this channel, making this video really isn't that easy for me. I'm the kind of person that I like to live a private life. I don't really like talking about myself, my problems, and I don't like asking for help. So with my personality, I, in a sense, feel like I'm going against the grain creating this channel. But at the same time, I feel like I'm grasping at straws trying to change my life. One of the reasons why I've created this channel is because I realized that creating this channel and making videos and posting things, it opens up an opportunity that I may not have otherwise in my life. It also allows me to connect with people that I may have never met in my life. I may never meet in my life without doing this. So that's one reason why I'm doing this. Another reason is because throughout my life, I have never been one to document anything that I've done, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad, any of it, none of it. I have pictures of me as a kid and some from high school and graduation and my first marriage, well, my only marriage that I was ever in. And other than that, I don't have any documentations of anything that I've ever done. And if by chance I end up meeting another woman and having a kid, I would like to have some relevance of me left behind. The other reason why I want to create this channel is because one of my biggest flaws within myself is I'm not very good at reading and writing. I've never been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have dyslexia because I struggle to learn and then retain words. I'm not horrible at reading. It just takes me a minute. So in a sense, I'm kind of doing a journal by video. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. Another reason why I've created this channel is I'm not in a very good position in my life, and I'm not a very good position in my physical health or mental health at all. And I hope that making this channel and making videos inspires people that may need inspiring to pull themselves out of their own troubles in their own way. Those are just some of the reasons why I've created this channel. Now, as we go into my life and how I got here, I could talk about a lot of different things. I could go all the way back to my childhood, which it was good, but it wasn't great. I could talk about the failed relationships. I could talk about me not being able to accomplish the one dream that I actually had, which was be a Marine. I could talk about a lot of the things that I had no control over that held me back in life for a long while. But I don't think anything's more prevalent than the last 6 years of my life. Now, before we go into the last 6 years, there's two things that you have to keep in mind because they played a part during this time. One is I worked at a truck shop for my entire adult life. I started there when I was 16, and I'm now 40. It was a small business. I seen a lot of potential in the business, and I really enjoyed working with the people that I did. But the person that originally owned the business, because it changed hands later in the future, he was you could tell he was just all about himself. He didn't take care of even the people that helped him build the business to begin with. But by about year 7, I was burnt out because I started getting burnt out because of I really wasn't changing anything. I was just doing the same jobs over and over and over, and they weren't anything special. They were just changing oil, PM, stuff like that. And mainly because I just wasn't learning, and that was the hard part. And I ended up learning other stuff on my own eventually, but it took a while, by the time that happened, I was already burnt out on the job, and my focus wasn't completely in the job unless I was there. But up until a few years of till me leaving that job, it actually did get better the last few years, but I was just already too burnt out. And then I can go into more detail on that later, but that's the main thing, is just being burnt out on it. The second thing is if we go back 6 years, we're talking 2020. And in 2017, I got with a woman that, while we were in the same book, we were never on the same page. And I'm not going to go into detail about any of it except for one thing later in the story, but just out of respect for her, because I have respect for her, I'm not going to say any details or anything like that. I once asked her not to talk about our relationship with anybody, so it's kind of what I'm going to do because I asked. But through that relationship, we were never on the same page with each other, always in seeing things in a different direction and so forth and so on. So, and those little things kind of went, to play in the rest of this story as well. But like I said, if we go back 6 years, we're talking 2020, which was COVID. COVID took a real hit on my mental health because in between meeting this woman, and COVID, I had a lot of different obligations that took me away from all of my hobbies, except for playing video games, camping, fishing, being out in the woods. Just I didn't have money to go anywhere or do anything because I was trying to progress our life. And going into COVID, I isolated myself because the way people acted about the situation, I didn't care for. The way the situation was being handled, I didn't care for. And I was getting a little angry, and I just felt one day I was going to punch somebody in the face because I just couldn't deal with everybody's mindset and attitude around it. So I isolated myself. I went from home to work, and that was it. I left all my hobbies. I quit everything, and that was kind of the first downfall of my mental health. Now, before going into COVID, I was a very confident person. I was doing things like working on, we were doing self-defense stuff, firearms and medical, and I was doing survival stuff and all kinds of different things that I truly enjoyed, which was a great life, which was, I was kind of at peace with my life and in a good position at that point when I was doing all that. But that was kind of the downfall because of all the financial things and COVID and all that stuff. I walked away from it. But 2 years into 2020, we're talking 2022 now, my 2022, 2023, my mother got brain cancer. And this is the one that really destroyed me as a person, because I watched my mom get brain cancer, which I'm pretty sure she developed from the COVID shot. One more reason why I didn't care for COVID. I'm pretty sure she developed it from the COVID shot. That's my take on it, because I watched a lot of other people in that building that had brain cancer as well say that they never had any signs or anything. But they all took the vaccine. So I kind of wonder. But I watched my mom go from a person that was happy, helping people. She was trying to live her life the best she could with what she had, but she was a very caring, giving person. And I watched her go from that to somebody laying in a bed with no friends or family around that wanted to be around other than myself and my aunt. And when you looked into her eyes, you could tell that she was there, but she couldn't do anything. She couldn't move. You could tell that everything was intact, that she could understand what was going on and everything like that, but she couldn't move. She couldn't do anything. And The worst part about it is because I was dealing with, because I was a mechanic, I thought I could fix anything. And because I was doing self-defense stuff and all that other stuff, I thought I could protect people. And I was a very caring person, helping everybody, and I would help anybody I could. But watching that destroyed me as a person, because it was a reality check that I wasn't any of those things, that I couldn't save the world or couldn't do anything or save people from everything and everyone. And watching Mom deteriorate the way she did, it broke me down as a man. It broke me. It's completely tore me down, and it didn't help that I had no outlets at the time. I had nothing or nobody or anything that made a difference in my life that could help me through it. And then the worst part about it is a year later, our dog, which was mainly her dog, but I cared about him just like a son. He ended up getting cancer as well a year after my mom died. And I spent 6 months spending every dollar I had, which was over 10 grand, trying to keep him alive. And in the end, it didn't help. So, and it just made me feel even worse. So, like I said, the financial troubles and the issues with the girlfriend and the problems at work, and then not having any outlets, all my hobbies were gone. I didn't really have any more friends or anything like that. It was just, and then a bunch of little things going into, that as well, trying to find a place to live because we were trying to get out of the apartment and all kinds of things. It was just, it played a big part, but, so we're talking around 2024 when our dog died, which is our son, which was like my son. So I was once again destroyed, and I hadn't even recovered from my mom yet. Mentally, I was just broken. So, leaving that topic, went back to work going back to work and doing all the things. Things were just getting stressful at work, and things weren't working out there. Nobody was listening and taking the advice that I was given, even though that's what I was being paid to do, is give advice and stuff like that. And it just got to the point where I was done between that and everything else. And I talked to my girlfriend about it, and I thought we were on the same page at that time, which was, it was December 2025, beginning of December 2025, December 2024, going into 2025. I would basically said, hey, I'm done. Some things happened, and I was done dealing with it mentally, and at that time I walked away from my job. I have a gaming channel that I was working on before I quit my job, and it was starting to go good, and it actually was doing very well, because we're a year and a half later from there. But I had a gaming channel. I have a gaming channel, and it was doing pretty good. But some things happened with me and my girlfriend, and she didn't pull through with some of the things she said she was going to do, and I walked away from the relationship. I had money saved up. It's a year and a half later, and I've basically still been self-employed, doing little jobs here and there, and doing the gaming channel and thing. But over the last year and a half, I've been working on the gaming channel, and it's been going good until the summer's hit. When the summer's hit, I have an internet issue every year, and I've been trying to get them to fix it for the last 4 years. And for the last 3 months, I haven't been able to work on my gaming channel because the internet just didn't work. And I've been arguing with them, and I've lost a lot of money and a lot of time and effort just trying to get these guys to fix it. And They don't, but multi-billion-dollar companies never really put any real effort into anything. So, because it doesn't affect them. So, as of right now, for the last 3 months, I've been dealing with that, and I made a promise when I left my job that I would never work for another person again. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to break that promise to myself because I have about 2 months worth of savings left, and I'll have to go get a job. I don't mind working. Actually, this whole channel is at some point going to be based on me working really hard at things, but I'm kind of just tired of building everybody's empires, and while I sit here with not much. And that's kind of the part that destroyed me on everything. And for the last 3 months, I've been just in a very deep depression, very deep. And I mean, I probably as far as you can go without basically deleting yourself from this world, because I don't believe in giving up. So another one of the reasons why I've created this channel is to hope, like I said, pull people out of whatever situation there is, hopefully give them some encouragement to do that, even though I can't physically or help them. Maybe you, or if I'm talking to you specifically, hopefully at some point I will encourage you to pull yourself out of it instead of, doing something stupid. As they say, a permanent solution, or was it a permanent solution to a temporary problem kind of thing. Don't do that. So as of right now, like I said, I have 2 months. My mental health is not great. My physical health is not great, but I have spent the last week, or the last few weeks, posting, working on my physical health, because it was easier to do than this video, because I like I said, I don't like talking about myself, and me telling you that I was depressed and stuff like that, and it got really bad. I don't feel right talking about it, but it is what it is now. So as far as goals go right now, we're over the short term of this channel. There's not going to be a lot of excitement, because it's going to be me pulling myself out of my bad mental status and working on my physical health and trying to fix my finances, because as of right now, my bad debt, as I call it, is about $25,000. Half of that was from my last relationship, which is the one part that I said we'd come back to. The other half has been just me surviving. So I'm currently about $25,000 in debt, and I'm self-employed with, at this current moment, very little income. And I'm going to be trying to figure out what I'm going to do for a job, but I don't want to go back into the automotive field. One, my back is destroyed. I don't think I can handle it anymore, doing it as a full-time job. I could do it here and there, but as a full-time job with time crunch sensitivity and stuff like that, I don't think I could handle it. So going back into being a mechanic and stuff like that, I don't think I'll be able to handle that. So I'll have to figure that out. And so mental health, physical health, financials, and just overall well-being is going to be the first thing. And I'm going to spend some time, some of my videos are going to be me working on specific things, because I didn't name this channel Mike's Journey to Self-Reliance for no reason. My goal is to be as self-reliant in this world as I possibly can at the end. One of the long-term goals I have is acquiring a homestead and building it up to where I don't have to worry about any parts of this world. that I don't want to. So, and I don't know where that's going to take me. Right now, Ohio, which is where I'm at, I'm definitely leaving Ohio at some point. I feel like a sardine in a sardine can here because I wanted to make this video out in the woods somewhere, but unless I drive 2 hours, I just can't get away from people to just find some peace and quiet and do what I needed to do. So at some point, we're leaving Ohio. Don't know where, don't know how. I've had dreams of Alaska and Tennessee and stuff like that, but Arizona, but who knows, maybe we end up in Idaho. It's hard to say at this current moment because I got so many other things that need to happen in order to get to that point. I really have so much that I could say, but I don't want to try to cram my entire life into one video, which is probably already too long for what it is now. So as of right now, my goal is to work on my physical and mental health, figure out my income and my finances, and spend time gaining knowledge on things that are just revolve around me being self-reliant. And that could be anything from I've got some shorts that I need to sew up, which is probably due there, to fixing up this house, to going back and working on my survival skills that I really enjoyed doing. Fishing and going fishing and hunting. I've never really done hunting properly. I've only been like once or twice and never really done anything other than just sit there. So, maybe that's something we work on, but as of right now, I can only physically change. I can only physically force one thing to change, and that's my physical health, and work on my mental health and try to figure out my income. So obviously making this video, starting this channel, I'm not looking to be viral. I'm not looking to blow up. I'm not looking to anything. I'm looking to share who I am and what I am with people, and hopefully bring people some encouragement to change. And if it pays a single bill along the way, then awesome, great. I mean, it's no secret nowadays that people make money doing this, so I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm a very honest person, and you're not going to get anything but my authentic self out of it. So that's that. I'm sure I made this video longer than it should be already, so I really appreciate you guys. Subscribe, follow. If you're interested in this, if you've already been here, watching my health journey, which I've already posted like 13 videos of it already, I'm very grateful for the support. It means a lot to me. But you guys be safe. Have a good one. I'm out. Welcome to the journey.